We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
So this is Liptops has done his weekly breakdown. This time he's going to break down on the finalist decks.
A bit of spoilers, but yeah.
So if you don't want to hear the results, stop listening and don't look at anything for about 4 minutes. Then don't do the quiz, and then you can not be surprised.
You can do the quiz. The quiz is about the best games throughout KOTE now so far.
Yeah.
So, you can do the quiz. The quiz is fun.
And so look at these results. The first thing to just state here is, wow. Pakabicha have a SAS difference of 13% below the average.
I mean, both teams have got their SAS average below the average.
But 13%, I mean, 3% is significant if that was the only one. But also, go ahead.
I'm less surprised if it wasn't for the fact that short adaptive and reversal in here.
That is true, but that's still an average of 64 is must be one of the lower averages we've got.
But I mean, like we'll see in today's featured video, the reversal can be absolutely brutal. The reversal game from Pakabicha is just the reversal game that we're gonna see is quite nasty.
Wow.
Pakabicha, the deck that was chosen for it is quite an interesting one.
Oh, well, let's get there in a minute. Let's go through the match. So we've got the metrics of the finalists. The finalists, the SAS metrics. So we see Amber Control about the same, Artifact Control about the same, Creature Control about the same. Expected Amber is a little bit higher for one of them for the New York. Efficiency is higher for New York, but Recursion is higher for Pakabicha. Disruption is higher for New York. Effective Power is probably the biggest delta in favour of the Pakabicha. So I mean,
I'd say Amber Control is a big one because you're looking at like 6.
Yeah, but
5.
I'm talking the biggest swing to Pakabicha.
Yeah, but effective power isn't that big of an issue.
Though I don't disagree, and you know we have this debate every time, but we haven't seen many high effective power decks coming through. That's why I find
one of the Pakabicha decks is a double Soul Snatcher deck, so when you look at things like Creature Control and Expected Amber, one of their decks is basically interchangeable between the two. So Amber Control is going to be a big issue. Overall, it's looking like New York have got the advantage in pretty much
everything.
The key areas.
Recursion's the only one I say they don't. And that's not a massive loss. If you look at the disaster.
But you got to think it depends on which deck they're in as well.
Yep.
Because a lot of these stats are probably going to be skewed because you got to think once the formats have been decided, which they have already done. New York City will be playing one of these decks, which will, from what we can see, is going to be significantly worse than the deck they're giving Pakabicha.
That's true. So let's look at the expansions, and this is another fascinating.
New York City dunking on everyone with nothing but Age of Ascension.
I know it is my favourite set, and I'll be honest, if we were going to say what was the most common deck to see in the final, we would never have said anything from AOA.
No, Age of Ascension had the second lowest representation after Dark Dragons?
Yeah, I mean, they've got, and we're talking 4 of 6 decks are in the final of AOA. I mean, I'm not sure what to say other than respect to both sides.
I'm loving the fact that there was so many mass mutation decks, and they just dwindled out.
Definitely.
I expect to see Call the Archons. I did not expect to see 3 Age of Ascension decks.
Never mind 4.
That's delicious.
Yeah. Moving on to House of Finalists, the Houses of Finalists. Unsurprisingly, we have no Sora, we have no Star Alliance, we have no Unfathomable because they're not in these sets. We got a lot of Untamed. What's up?
Yeah. I was just going to say it's quite interesting to see Pempakabichi bringing Brobna, but there's no Brobna in New York City, but there's Mars.
hmm
So
I mean, I would have thought there's not an awful lot of shadows. There's only three so three of the sorry, okay, half the decks have shadows. Sorry, let me take that back. But in
yeah, well, when we look at
go ahead.
go on. Yeah, there you finish.
Well, I say four of the decks have Untamed in total. That's all I was going to say.
No, but when it's looking at New York City, I mean, we saw that the average Amber generation was higher, which makes sense if Untamed and Shadows are higher in there.
hmm
They've got the disc. When we look at effective power, Brobna will be carrying Pempakabichi for the effective power. It's a very strong set. But
Definitely.
with it being AOA and there being Mars there, will we be seeing Jenka? And because it's only one deck that's got Mars, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
So if it's one deck that's got Mars, is it going to be Jenka and is it going to be put into the reversal slot? I'm going to actually look that up. Because
I know, man. That's oh no, 'cause we're not going to see the New York game. So this is the finalists we're going through now. We've got the semi-finals coming up, which is what we'll be playing through.
yeah,
So we're gonna while you're doing that, let me get back ready with the for the quiz. So we have the Ridindy is watching us. I don't know who else we've got with us today. There's no Ultima shouting at me, but Ultima, if you are there, we will be going through the winners of the free decks. After we've done this, before we do the playing of the games.
it's not Jenka.
Ooh.
It is a double director ZYX, triple researcher ZYX, good stuff deck. It is essentially just AOA Rush.
Which is a good form of rush, but it's not a common form of rush.
It's got the biggest thing it's got here is the key abduction brainstem antenna.
Oh, that one.
So you archive all your Mars, you put it on Project ZYX, and then you play one Mars creature. You ready? You read for Project ZYX. You play another Mars creature from your archive. Ready, Project ZYX. Read for oh.
Ow, my brain hurts. I think it's the best answer I got for that one.
The main issue with it is only if Brainstem Antenna bounced back to your hand with you would it be brilliant, because you can then play Key Abduction, bounce all the Mars creatures back to your hand, but you can't then exploit it again because the Brainstem Antenna is gone. But I can see the Key Abduction and all the archiving pretty much being the out here. There's double Archimedes with Glimmer and Phalaxia, Life Web Key Charge. Yeah, this is a nasty deck, and I can see why it's been put into short adaptive.
Yeah, always the way.
A little bit of spoiler there, little bit.
Little bit of a spoiler.
But what beat it to go into reversal?
Oh. Anyway, man, let's go on to the quiz.
Okay, I know. Yeah, okay, that makes sense why that was put in reversal. Oof.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's more. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play against. It's not good with chains, and I wouldn't want to play against it in Archon.
Yeah, no,
Where was I?
always the way.
No.
So, for those who it's the first time you watched, we have 6 questions. These questions are not quite a random guess, but they're not far off it. The point is to go through some of the more interesting metrics that we don't talk about, and try and say which are some of the teams and we say they're top or bottom or what is their score or something like that. So let's go through. We're using the quiz kit tool, so go straight onto the screen. You can then click on what we're doing.
If you want us to know how you're doing, if you just go onto the screen, a little window should pop out the side that says quiz kit. Click on quiz kit. you can manage access, and then it will come up there. Basically, you click grant access, and then you can click away, and it will also let us know who you are rather than just contestant number X. Oh, Ultimo got here.
Oh, and just in time, also, we're going to be giving you the news you're excited to hear after the quiz about who wins the decks.
So this is about the best games throughout KOTE 9 so far. To start the quiz. So, Hamburg Legends 3 took on Better Call the KOTE in an adaptive game with the largest SAS gap. But how big was that SAS gap? 40, 34, 22, 28. 40, 34, 22, or 28. So, how big was the SAS gap between those two teams? Alexa, don't listen to him. I know she can't hear me, but. I believe Chris muted it while he was shouting at Alexa.
Only for me. Yeah, only for me. I was just trying to get my lights to turn on.
No, just someone saying that they couldn't hear you. Also, was saying they couldn't hear you, but I was.
Don't worry. I was just shouting at my smart home.
So one person entered the quiz, so technically they're winning.
Ultimo, congratulations.
They went with 40, but the correct answer was 28. The SAS cap was 28, which kind of makes sense. I mean, a 40 SAS cap difference would be someone playing a 50. I don't think anyone's playing 50s. Show scores. Ultimo is winning with minus 20,000.
Congratulations, Ultimo. We're really proud of you, man. In fact, in that case, I'm going to join in, so Ultimo doesn't feel quite so alone.
I do believe I can join in as well. Easiest quiz ever. The Fellowship of the Archons managed to win an Archon game against his 82 SAS with a very weak deck, but what was the SAS of their deck? 47, 57, 62, or 52?
Ooh, I gotta guess it's that one.
So 62, 52, 47, 57. Boom, 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 boom.
We need a few more seconds until that kicks in. Easiest quiz ever, yeah. We'll get you there, Ultimo.
You can try and call it easy, but it's not going to work. I'm going to be very quiet during the finals because my little boy's room is right next to me. But I've moved his bed, so his bed isn't right next to the wall behind me. So let's reveal the answer. One person went with 57, two people went with 62. The correct answer is 62.
I was wrong.
Ultimo was right.
Congratulations, Ultimo. Who's contestant number 2?
Oh, did Ultimo get 40,000 points for that? Damn!
Wow.
Oh no, that's score points. So they got 20. They got 23 for it. But contestant 2 is currently winning at 22,000. Next question. Kit managed to win a reversal game against with a 70 SAS deck against their very powerful deck. What SAS was the deck that you gave to their opponent? 81, 87, 93, or 99? So if they're saying very powerful compared to 70, I would probably put it quite a bit higher. But still, oof. 30,000 the most you can get in a single question, I think. That makes sense. So 81, 87, 93, or 99. I don't think anyone brought a 99. I'd be very surprised.
I don't think there is a 99. I don't think. Okay, what have we got? What's the answer then, man? You got me on suspense.
One person went 87 and two people went for 93. The correct answer was 93.
I was wrong again. Are you contestant number 2, Brett?
No.
Okay.
How can I be contestant number 2? I'm the one reading the questions. I haven't got time to mess about with that.
Okay. So
I know they go up to 107. I mean, I don't think anyone brought one like 99 or 100 to the actual KOTE 9.
yeah.
The Sentinels and D20 Primus played an adaptive game with the largest efficiency difference, but how big was the efficiency gap? 18, 22, 10, or 14?
I'm just now going to start randomly guessing because it seems to be more productive the way I play.
So 18, 22, 10, or 14. A 22 efficiency difference. I mean, I guess I could do that. My lowest efficiency deck is -1, and my highest is 24, so I could technically beat that.
Yeah, but would it be much of a competition?
Fairly, yeah. It'd be KOTE Rush versus Mass Mutation Control. Yeah, actually, probably quite interesting. Two is high. I know there are decks that go a lot higher though. One person went 14, one person went 18, and one person went 22.
Wow, did not see that coming.
So that's because let's have a look at the scores. Contestant 2 is 70. Contestant 2's almost got the exact same score as you've got in minuses.
I'm actually almost proud of that score. Almost. Ah.
I'm just not going to answer the next two and see if, because I know that Ultima cannot catch up to my score.
So you are contestant 2, you admit it.
I am contestant 2.
You have the answers, to be clear.
I do have the answers. The final spin to Alpha and if it ain't Grok played an adaptive game with the largest difference in creature power between their two decks. But what was the gap? 120, 110, 90, or 70? That is. Yeah, creature power to me isn't that big of an issue, but it's still quite an interesting difference in size.
I mean, 90, 110, 120 is not particularly low creature power either. I mean,
no, this is the difference.
that's the difference is unbelievable. They must have no creatures in one of the decks.
I mean, I think the lowest number of creatures you can have is like 10, and even then, they're still going to run you a 30, 40, 50. 3 people went for 90. The correct answer was 90. And I wasn't one of those people. We have someone else playing now.
I got it right!
Yes, you got it right. But how quickly did you get it right? And the final question.
Very quickly. I got 29,000 points for that.
Comms Officer Duo and Comms Officer Satu played an adaptive game with the largest expected amber difference between the two decks. But what was the gap? 38, 28, 33, or 23? That's quite interesting. Expected amber, you don't expect to be that low, but expected amber is what you need to actually win. I think my lowest is like 4.
I don't know, I've put 23, but I'm not sure.
You would be correct at 23.
Ooh. So I may only have minus 30,000 points. What's one hell of a comeback, man.
2 people went for 28, but the correct answer was 23. Chris is the only one to get that correct.
I don't believe there was any chance of it being higher than that. I mean,
Which means if you look at the final results, contestant 2 wins with 75,000. Contestant 4 comes second with 11,000, only answering 2 questions. Ultima, who answered all the questions, ends with a positive score of 6,000. And C Minion comes fourth with just under minus 30,000.
I think this is the first time we've seen the majority of people get a positive score.
Yeah. And that is the quiz.
Dun dun dun. Right.
There will not be any quiz during the finals because
It'll be 2 in the morning.
Litops has said that this is the final one for KOTE 9.
So we are going to now, for Ultima's purpose only, and actually anyone else who's watching this in the replay, is announce who is winning the decks from the geographical prize pool. So what we announced at the start of this is there was going to be prizes to the Asia Pacific team that came top of their group, the European team with the highest score, and the American team with the highest score, and then we have the captain's deck sponsoring the international group Sanctum, the team with the highest score. But he added the caveat, but only for his group, the highest team that did not make the cut.
Yeah.
So, it gives the great pleasure to say the winner of the Twin Spade Asia Pacific Award for highest team in Group Dis, which is the only Asia Pacific Group Dis, goes to D10T Primus from Vietnam. I think. Is that right? Yes,
Who
Vietnam.
made it all the way up until top 4, is it? I think they're in the featured game today.
Yes. I know, that was D20 Merc, I thought it was. Oh, no, you're right, D20 Primus, yes. So they were knocked out in the semi-finals. We will see them be knocked out shortly. Great for the teams. Marcel will be in contact with you to organise the delivery of your 3 Dark Titan decks. Next, we have the winner of the Jupiter Award for highest group team in America goes to a Shadows group team, KIP. KIP, who were 2 keys ahead of Repal, if I remember correctly.
1 key.
1 key ahead of...
Literal 1 key difference.
Yes, 1 key. 5-14-48 and 5-14-49. New York City, who came second in the group to Repal, are in the finals, and Pakabicho, who came second to KAP, are in the finals. So it is a very... That's interesting. 2 teams that came second in the group both made it to the final.
I mean, Hamburg Atlanteans made it to the final last time, and they came 4th in their group.
That is, well, technically 4th and a half, because, yeah, it's 4th equal.
Yeah.
But
that would be, they came, it'd be 4th with
equal.
Asterisks.
Yeah. So, congratulations to KIP. Jupiter will be in touch with your 3 decks. I need to reach out to him. Or, can you reach out to Jupiter for me, Brett?
I can try. He's quite
Awesome. Yep. Well, we need him to send the decks. So, the winner of the Captain's Chair award for the international group goes to the highest group that didn't qualify for the top cut, which I believe goes to ABR Youngest Bears. I'm trying to remember.
I believe that's what I told the captain a while ago.
So
he was asking me about it.
But amusingly, the team that came third, Madrid Archons, are the ones who are in the final of Cut 2. So, well done, guys. And finally, to the most prestigious award, the Chris feels he should give out decks to someone award, to the highest scoring European team, to the one of the only groups that only lost 1 match in the entire group stages, goes to the Fellowship of the Archons, containing the captain, who is 6-16-50.
So he's going to send 3 decks out to America, and then you're going to send him 3 decks.
Yep.
Why didn't you just keep the decks that he was going to send, and you send 3 decks to America?
Because that's Brexit. Let's just play Brexit. It's the only answer I got. We will coordinate that with him. Plus, yeah, they are to ABR Youngest Bear, yeah. So we'll sort something out. Yeah, I might even just pay Jupiter to send them out for me. In that case, to ABR Youngest Bear. So that is the
Check with the captain, because I think the captain might have already decided, because he said he was going to just basically pay their local game store to do it.
Yeah, but no, it's always good to go through your local game store. That's what I'll be doing. I'll probably be trying to go through a game store local to the captain, and do it through there. If not, I'll use the usual Board Game Extras, regular sponsors, but we stopped taking money off them. Well, prizes off them. But great guys. Maybe we should talk to them for the final event if they could have anything they want to throw our way.
When I won the Keyforge event online in Poland, they, rather than ship me out a Polish version, they shipped me, I got they paid Board Game Extra to send me out a copy of 7 Wonders as well.
Oh, awesome.
Board Game Extra doing a lot of work.
Oh, nice. I thought you said it was in Polish.
It was meant to be in Polish, but basically...
You still haven't played it yet, then?
Dominic was having some issues with them, and he basically paid for me to get one from Board Game Extra.
Oh, that's nice of him.
No, I've still not played it. I still haven't played my own card game, which I really need to get back on top of, but I've been playing too much stuff overall. But I need to get back to beta testing that thing.
Definitely. We need to get some games into TTR at some point. TTS. Right.
TTS, I'll come down to Bitsy at some point, but it depends on when you're actually going to be there, because I'm not coming all the way down there.
Well, I've got 2 weeks off in September after Finn starts school, so maybe we could do something during the day. Have a bit more time. Maybe on a Monday we can stay for the Keyforge in the evening or something.
Sounds like an idea.
Right, cool, man. Okay, so let's do what we always do at this point and go on to the weekly game. So this is Pakabicha versus D20 Primus.
Travis?
D20 Primus from Vietnam versus Pakabicha for the US. Thank you so much for Brett and his commitment to not sleep in order to record the games. Um, it's
Luckily, very luckily, the Sturbrook Brawl 2.5k money event started late. So literally at 3 a.m. the finals for that finished, and then I went straight into recording. So luckily I was luckily I was already kind of planning to stay up late that night to watch that tournament.